Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the Gates channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit like for more daily drama updates and spoilers. Your support truly means a lot and helps our channel grow every day. As Bill's condition continues to deteriorate, the balance of power in Fairmont Crest may be shifting in a way that Hayley has been desperately waiting for. After suffering a few setbacks recently, the ruthless con artist could finally be on the verge of getting exactly what she wants, while relationships around her begin changing and unexpected alliances start taking shape. Hayley has already taken some serious hits on Beyond the Gates. Bill refused to simply stand by and let her throw his children out of their own home, making it clear that she would not control every aspect of his life without a fight. Then when Hayley discovered that Danny had paid her husband a visit inside their home, her fury was impossible to hide because Danny's presence represented yet another threat to the carefully constructed world Hayley was trying to maintain. But now, as Bill continues suffering from the effects of the toxin, the situation may finally be turning in Hayley's favor. The weekly spoilers reveal that on Friday, August 7th, Hayley gets what she wants, and that revelation immediately raises the biggest question of all: exactly what has Hayley managed to accomplish? Hayley's ultimate objective has always gone far beyond simply controlling her husband. Her real goal, aside from eventually getting rid of Bill altogether, is to isolate him from everyone who might notice what is happening to him before she can finish the job she started. She wants Bill separated from his family, removed from the protection of his law firm, and cut off from the people who know him well enough to recognize that something is terribly wrong. One possibility Hayley has been considering is taking Bill away to St. Bart's, a place where there would be no family members watching him and no law partners or employees around to question his worsening condition. Away from Fairmont Crest, Hayley would have far more freedom to manipulate the situation, and Bill would have far fewer people capable of intervening. So when the spoilers say Hayley finally gets what she wants, it could mean that her plan to whisk Bill away to Bart's actually moves forward, or it could mean something even more alarming: Bill being rushed to the hospital once again. Either way, the question hanging over the situation is whether one of Hayley's carefully calculated plans is finally about to succeed. Meanwhile, Bill is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore, even though he continues doing everything possible to conceal just how serious his condition has become. His body is betraying him in frightening ways, with stumbling, sudden collapses, and those unmistakable hand tremors becoming part of his daily struggle. Every symptom carries the weight of a secret he knows he can no longer keep forever, yet Bill remains determined to protect the people around him from the truth. He has already admitted to Joey and Hayley that his health is getting worse, but beyond those two, he continues keeping his condition hidden. That decision becomes even more dangerous as his symptoms intensify, because the people closest to him may soon have no choice but to notice what is happening. And with Hayley watching every weakness, every stumble, and every moment of vulnerability, Bill's worsening health could be exactly the opening she has been waiting for. By Friday, Bill finds himself in a situation where he has no choice but to depend on someone he trusts completely: his law firm assistant, Caroline. When a crisis develops, Caroline steps in to help her boss through whatever he is facing, and her loyalty could prove incredibly important. The big question is whether this emergency has something directly to do with Bill's worsening health, or whether another crisis has suddenly landed in his path. Either way, Caroline is not someone who will simply walk away when Bill needs her most. She is prepared to do whatever it takes to help him make it through whatever challenge is standing in front of him. But with Bill struggling physically and Hayley working behind the scenes, even the simplest crisis could carry much greater consequences than anyone realizes. While Bill's world becomes increasingly unstable, Danny is quietly moving forward with a plan of her own. Working alongside Kat and her daughters, Danny is determined to gather the evidence they need to expose Hayley and finally get the goods on the woman who has caused so much damage. But Danny's investigation is not the only thing threatening to shake Fairmont Crest. Andre has been consumed by his own growing problems, particularly the mysterious gift Danny received, a mystery that has been weighing on him heavily. His anxiety has become so intense that he has even started pulling away from Danny's upcoming interview with Tia Allen. Whatever Andre believes could come to light, it is clearly frightening enough to make him question whether he wants to be anywhere near the spotlight when Danny's story begins unfolding. Then, on Thursday, Andre's past comes back to haunt him, making his behavior even more understandable and raising new questions about what he may be desperately trying to keep buried. Yet the following day, instead of facing the problem alone, Andre turns to Smitty, the family's investigative reporter, for help. Smitty is accustomed to digging into complicated stories, following suspicious trails, and uncovering information that other people would rather remain hidden. So Andre's decision to approach him is significant. But what exactly does Andre want Smitty to investigate, and why does he believe Smitty is the person who can help him, whatever the request may be? It seems increasingly likely that Andre's mysterious past, Danny's strange gift, and the upcoming interview could all be connected in ways that nobody is prepared to handle. Elsewhere, Eva continues facing a deeply personal battle as she struggles through the recovery from her liver transplant surgery. Her physical wounds are healing, but the emotional scars have become just as difficult for her to deal with, and she has become increasingly fixated on both. Every time she looks at the scars left behind by the surgery, she is reminded of everything she has endured, and those reminders are weighing heavily on her. Fortunately, Eva has not been left to face those feelings alone. Isaiah has remained incredibly supportive, offering her comfort as she tries to regain her confidence, while Leslie has also been there for her during this difficult period. Their support gives Eva something to hold on to, but even with people around her who genuinely care, the pain she carries inside is not something that can simply disappear. Desperate to find a way to feel more comfortable with her appearance, Eva even turned to Carlton and discussed the possibility of having her scars removed through plastic surgery. For Eva, the idea is not simply about vanity, it is about wanting to escape the physical reminders of an experience that has changed her life. Unfortunately, that option will be a no-go, leaving Eva to confront the reality that she cannot simply erase what happened to her. With Carlton unable to give her the solution she was hoping for, it becomes Ted's turn to step forward and be there for his distressed daughter. As he tries to comfort Eva, the emotional weight of her struggle becomes impossible to ignore, reminding everyone around her that recovery is about much more than simply surviving the surgery. And just when Vanessa might have thought her awkward encounter with Heather was behind her, Heather is already back in the DMV. There had been plenty of tension and uncertainty when Vanessa and Heather first met, creating an uncomfortable introduction that left both women carefully watching one another. Now that Heather has returned, another encounter between them seems almost inevitable, and hopefully their next interaction will go much more smoothly than the first. But Heather is not only interested in building a relationship with Vanessa. Joey's sister also appears determined to expand her circle, and she will make an effort to forge a friendship with Danny as well. That new connection could become particularly interesting given Danny's ongoing efforts to expose Hayley, because friendships formed at the wrong time can sometimes lead to unexpected alliances. At the same time, Nicole and Kyle have been growing closer with every passing day, and their relationship has appeared to be moving in a promising direction. But this week, Nicole is forced to confront a complicated part of her past when Carlton re-enters the picture. Carlton wants to reconnect with Nicole after life and circumstances kept them apart, and his return forces Nicole to reconsider feelings and possibilities she may have thought were already settled. Instead of simply ignoring him, Nicole and Carlton come to a new understanding, though the exact nature of that understanding remains unclear. Whatever they have decided, it is almost certainly going to affect Nicole's relationship with Kyle, and by Friday, the consequences of that conversation become impossible to avoid when Nicole gives Kyle a surprising update about a change she wants to make in their relationship. For Kyle, hearing Nicole say that she wants to change something between them could be either an unexpected blessing or a devastating blow, and that uncertainty makes the moment even more emotionally charged. After everything they have shared and the closeness that has been building between them, Nicole's decision has the potential to completely alter the direction of their relationship. Is she preparing to take their connection to a deeper and more meaningful level, or is she beginning to pull away because Carlton has reopened a door she thought was closed? While Nicole may believe she knows what she wants, the people around her are about to discover that the past can return at the most inconvenient moment and force even the strongest feelings into question. And as these relationships shift, alliances form, secrets threaten to surface, and Bill's health continues spiraling downward, Fairmont Crest is becoming a place where nobody can afford to assume that tomorrow will look anything like today. With Hayley potentially gaining the upper hand, Danny closing in on the truth, Andre desperate to control his past, Eva struggling to accept her scars, and Nicole caught between two very different futures, the next chapter promises to bring even more emotional twists. The question is no longer whether lives are going to change. It is who will be ready when those changes finally arrive.